So welcome to episode episode 4?
You miscounted.
Okay, well, no. We're welcome to episode 4 of the Tech Lane, or episode 1 of the Tech Lane, any way you look at it, because this is the newest one with us. Okay, whatever. Welcome to episode 4 of the Tech Lane. Today, we're going to talk about, well, actually, we're going to talk about something really fast. This is going to be a really small video with a lot of information. We're going to be talking about the Microsoft Surface 3. It's,
and it got, well, Surface 3 and Pro 3, both of them.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about both of those pretty fast. We know they're coming out in May, right?
May 5th.
They're coming out May 5th.
Available for pre-order now.
Available for pre-order right now. You know, for somebody who's not a really big fan of Microsoft or Windows products in general, which is myself. I love Microsoft, just not Windows products. I'm pretty interested in this fucking thing, actually.
Well, yeah, no, I'm
not the Pro. I mean, the Pro's too extra for me. I don't need that. But the regular one is not running RT, so they've killed RT.
Well, RT's dead. RT's dead from now on. The whole idea of RT is just totally gone.
It's gone. They're going to be running Windows 8.1, correct?
Yes.
So they're going to be running Windows 8.1 on this.
With a free upgrade to 10.
With a free upgrade to 10. And they actually built, they said that they built this one around Windows 10.
Well, yes.
So
you can tell a lot. I mean, with the latest announcements from Microsoft coming in the last couple of months, we can see that they're tailoring their whole, not only consumer image to not exactly mirror or, you know, be the same as their Apple competitor, but they're taking a lot of the things that Apple's done right and trying to integrate them into their own image. And what I think they're trying to do more and more now, especially with, you know, Windows 10 coming out, is put an integrity into their own devices.
Look, what I'm noticing with Microsoft is that their products are cheaper. So the Xbox One, for example, is cheaper than the PS4 by $50, at least here in Canada. What else? I mean, HoloLens is going to be coming out.
Well,
I mean, I mean, they're just,
to me,
we don't know how much money it's going to be. However, I would assume it wouldn't be as expensive. This one over here is priced at $499 for 64 gig and 2 gigs of RAM.
Yep.
That's pretty fucking good.
Well, the way this is priced out is that there's 2 levels mainly, each coming with upgradable options. So we have the Surface, which comes in 2 and 4 gigabytes RAM configurations, as well as in 32, which is your standard stock, and 64 gigabytes, which is your upgradable memory. Now, these will have micro SD cards or micro SD readers in them, so the availability to have external storage like that, plus the USB drives to connect to external drives, you know, it will make it feel like it's a lot bigger than just the 32.
That's fucking massive, actually, because you could put like a 120 gig card with even just the base model, and you're laughing.
Yeah, I know.
And considering the fact that it runs normal Windows, you can run, you know, .exes.
Well, you can throw any extendable hard drive that you have out there. You can just throw
because it has a USB port.
It has a USB port.
They actually also make
USB 3.0, yeah.
Well, no, they make this hub that plugs into that gives you extra USB ports and a micro display port. Yep. So if you want to, you know, shift it to a different monitor, you're more than welcome to.
No, your micro display port is in the side, and same with your USB 3.0.
No, well, the hub also includes it as well.
Yes,
so
and the hub is mainly for if you want to convert from a mobile to a desktop experience.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, it gives the availability to use this thing as your central PC if you are only needing that many, like that kind of specs. I mean, the Surface will not come with the iCore models of processors. It will be the Atom 7X.
Well, the Atom 7X, I mean, they said that it's not as good as the Intel i series, but it's apparently pretty good for a mobile processor.
Oh no, it will shoot almost any phone out there out the water. I mean, it's going to be very, very, very powerful and sizable for what it's offering. Now, the one thing that kind of gets me is that there's no sort of cooling options for these processors, even though that they're advertised. I know that Intel, since this is the latest iteration of their U series or their mobile series or whatever you want to call it, micro series, it's supposed to not need any cooling at all.
Realistically speaking, that's not my fucking problem if it does or not. I mean, it has a 1-year warranty. If it overheats, send it back to Microsoft. Yeah. Or, depending on where you buy it at, get some extended warranty, right? I'm not even fucking worried about that. I'm not even worried about this, but if it can use the Xbox remote play feature, I'm in.
Oh, it will.
I'm in. And there's also an LTE model coming out for $599. Now these are U.S. pricing, so all the prices we've set up to now are U.S. prices. So we don't know if that's actually going to be the price in Canada or not. Regardless of it, $599 gets you an LTE version. We don't know what the specs are. I would assume it's the base model.
And mind you, that's only it. Like, you're gonna have to order it online to get those LTE models, because up here, at least in Canada, they're gonna be taken up by.
Well, Microsoft Store should have. Well, we don't know. I mean, we're just speculating, right?
Yeah.
But if it does use that remote play, and I get the LTE version, and I can fucking play like Call of Duty or something, or whatever, anything, Call of Duty, Borderlands, whatever.
Well, you can play any PC game. Any game that you can play on PC, you can play on this. Should the specs meet the requirements?
Should the specs meet the requirements? I don't think they're going to. However,
no, you're not going to load Crysis 3 up to this thing and go to town.
Why the fuck would I in general? But
you could load Minecraft on this. You could load.
Yeah, you could. But no. But fuck that. Never mind that. I can load Minecraft on my Xbox. Go to my cousin's house, like that's 100 miles away from me,
and play with him.
No, I can pop my Surface up, connect to his internet, theoretically, connect to my Xbox at home, like I do my current PlayStation,
I know, and
play.
And have cross-console play while you're in the same room.
That's amazing.
Yes.
That's amazing. That opens up the world to much more, because Windows 10, as we've said before, is going to be on almost every personal computer, where Sony is doing it wrong by just allowing Sony phones to use their remote play, or Sony devices. But I understand we had this conversation. That's in episode 2, I believe. So we're not going to even get to that.
What I really want to just put out there is the biggest reason why I view this as a really good step towards mobile computing is because what they're doing is they're putting out a tablet that's aiming to not only take on one of the biggest markets out there for mobile computing, which is the iPads and the tabs and those kind of things, but they also have the Surface Pro. What it's directly supposed to be comparable to, and spec-wise it is on par, is the MacBook Air.
It is, which is why I don't think that it's a tablet competitor. I think it's more of an iPad Air competitor or a Ultrabook competitor, like one of those thin little notebooks.
The thing that I'm thinking about is, as this becomes more, or as we still have all of these devices in our hands every day, we just want to do more with them. The exposure to it just leads us to be more curious and want to do more with these things. So it's hard nowadays to get into the mindset of a hard sell OS, where it's very scripted, it's very yes or no, allowed or not allowed.
Well, you mean like a normal tablet, like iOS or Android?
Like any mobile operating system.
Well, Android you can do a lot with, right? So it's a little bit different. iOS is a little bit closed architecture. Even the Windows phones are a little bit closed
iOS
architecture.
You can do a lot with, or not iOS, but Android you can do a lot with, but it's not stock. Like, a lot of the people who have Android just have fucking stock on Android. A lot of them don't mod it, don't root it, don't do these things, because it's just easier, because half of us are blind consumers. We buy the phone and use it as it is.
You are correct. You are correct, which is why I think that this one over here is going to have a lot of expandability. It's not going to be for the general mass.
Well,
right? The general mass of people who would go out and buy an iPad or go out and buy a Samsung tablet, right?
What this is for the general mass who uses applications, real applications that aren't mobile, that don't want to be mobile, and that don't need to be mobile. I mean, it's great to know that I have a platform now that is what I've always wanted it to be. What I've always wanted to do with my iPad, what I've always wanted to do with my tab, is have a full operational OS that I can go on and either install something, take something out, see exactly what's happening. I mean, this whole baby steps that they put us towards with these devices have just pushed us towards this, because this is the next freedom for the actual use of the device. Now you're looking at me sideways like I'm fucking crazy.
Let me tell you something. And we're going to end this right now because we've said everything we know. As usual, we're going to put the sources to our opinions on the bottom. Like us if you like us, don't like us if you don't like us, subscribe if you like.
Please, yeah, just
whatever you want.
Hit us with something.
If
it's
not,
always good to have feedback.
Yeah, if not, cool, why not? So, finishing statements here for me. Surface Pro. Well, Surface is what I read on, okay? Surface 3. Base model, $499. LTE version, $599. It's going to have regular Windows on it, regular Windows 8.1.
Your base.
Be upgradable to Windows 10.
Yep.
Okay. Do I think it's a good buy? Yes. I think we should wait for everything to be seen. It's thinner and lighter, by the way, than the original Surface.
They're claiming it's the thinnest tablet out there.
I don't know about that. But, yeah. So, that's really cool. I think we should talk more about it when we know more, which is good. But as far as right now goes, I mean, I'm pretty fucking excited, especially if I can play my Xbox games remotely, and do all my word processing, and do all my Excel spreadsheets, and do anything for work or for anything. I mean, I think that's fucking great. So, if you have any closing comments?
I'm just as excited. I mean, it would be great to see what they do with it. And right now, that's all we get to do. We have a month of waiting, so let's enjoy that. Get reading up and you know, figure out if you're going to be one of the Surface Pro owners. I mean, most likely I'll probably end up picking one up just to check it out, and we'll do a review on it. So it's going to be
we'll let you know. Yeah,
fun
so fun. Right, so we'll see you actually on our next one, which our next show is going to be, we can actually tell you now, is going to be about virtual reality and how VR has changed along the years. What VR came from, so like the old school light guns.
What it is today.
What it is today. And
what we think
is going to happen in the future, what we think is going to be some viable applications for it, like
whether that's the gaming industry or medical industry, simulation, learning industries, education.
It could really be anything.
It's a huge discussion on its own.
It's going to be a longer discussion tomorrow. I think tomorrow we might just touch on where it came from and leave the other topics for another episode. We'll see how long we get. Anyways, so that's it for now.
Yeah, thanks for the time, and you guys have a great day.
Have a good one.